Hello, welcome to Yin Yoga. And today, our peak pose is going to be saddle. Some of you will take full saddle, some of you will take a half a saddle, and that's okay. Whatever saddle you need is great. And I'll also show you some other modifications with that if you've got knee issues or something like that. So, no worries. The theme is going to be manifesting health and healing. Manifesting health and healing. So I will give you different affirmations throughout along that theme because we all have something within our bodies that we could heal or needs healing. We could all be a little bit more healthier. So that is where we're going to go. So that being said, come to a nice seated position. So I am sitting on a folded blanket here just because my hips are a little tight and that's what they need. You can also sit on a bolster or a block if you've got those. And just get a little bit more comfortable. Good. Let's take a big inhale, reach, reach, reach. Let's look up there at those hands. Exhale, hands and heart center. So creating that intention of health and healing, good health, good healing. Being mindful that for those of us with physical ailments, the energetic body, the mental, the emotional body is just as important in that healing as the physical healing of the body. They are all connected. So good health and healing. And once you have that set, we'll take it back up. Look up there again, turning palms away, grow taller from crown to tail. Good. From here, let's take a big inhale. Let's get a nice side bend to the left. Sits bones are grounded. Reach, reach, reach. Breathe and expand through the side of the rib cage here. Good. And from here, let's take that into a little bit of movement. So I'm just going to watch as I go back and come forward in a little C curve and open to the back and forward C curve, open to the back. Let's hold this one open a little bit here. Big breaths. Coming back to center and moving through. Inhale and reach. Exhale, taking that back over, reaching over, breathing into the side body here. And then from here, when you're ready, we're going to move. So I'm just going to follow an open and taking that into that C curve forward around. And we'll open. So we're just loosening up here. And one more time. And we'll take it open and we'll hold it open, reaching back there, looking back there. And then coming back to the side and coming back to center. Good. Going into some gentle twists here. Taking hands behind the head, and you want to put them right at the curvature of the back of the skull here at the occiput. Elbows are out. Shoulders are relaxed. We're nice and tall in the spine. We're going to keep this rotation gentle. So maybe inhale to the left, exhale right. You can close your eyes if you wish. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Coming back to center and relax. We're going to take this into some little spinal circles here. So just roll a little bit. You can get the shoulders into it. So the purpose of all of these is to loosen up the back, particularly the low back a little bit, because hips do a little bit better on their opening when we also open up the low back just a little bit. All those muscles are connected. All that connective tissue is connected. So we want to open all of that up, get things moving. Good. And then from here, before we go into our seated cat-cow, let's open up the shoulders a little bit. So taking the arms to the side, palms turning up, Taking hands to the shoulders, let's move forward and back. Good. Using your core muscles of the front and the back body to keep the chest from flopping around. You can stay with this movement if it feels good to you, or take some shoulder circles here. Good. And then maybe in the opposite direction. Now, noticing your body, does it feel better if you take it in one direction or the other? Or does it feel the same? Good. And then from here, just relax, shake that out. So seated cat-cow, I'm going to demo to you from a side view because you can see better what we're doing. Good. So you're going to start with a nice tall spine, ears, shoulders, and hips in alignment. And your hands are going to be on your knees. They're going to use that as a little bit of leverage. So from here, here's my cow, chest come forward, shoulders roll back, looking up to where the ceiling and the wall meet. And then here's my cat, round. And inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Let's hold these for just a moment here. So coming into your cow, rolling shoulders back. Now my belly button is still in here, but I'm breathing. Good thoughts of physical health, well-being. Good, and then from here, let's take that round that mad cat. Let the chin tuck a little bit here so you get that full curvature if you can. Good. And then we'll come back up. Good. Get any other little movement here that you need. And when you're ready, we are going to come to child's pose. We're going to spend a couple minutes here in child's pose. So take whatever version of this you need. So remember, you can always bring blocks in here, folded blankets if you want to rest the arms there. Don't have to. I'm just moving this out of the way. Good. So knees can be together as wide as your mat or somewhere in between. You can make the big toes touch or not. And remember, we're going to be here for a couple minutes. So don't come back into your full child's pose right off the bat. Give the body some time to acclimate. And if your shoulders don't like your arms long in front of you, you can always take them to the ankles. So first affirmation here, I am healthy and full of energy. I am healthy and full of energy. Good. Now continuing to find that good child's pose form. We're still zipping up from the pubic bone behind the navel. We're expanding that rib cage on the inhale. I am healthy and full of energy. Deepen the breath. And then from here, when you're ready, hands under the shoulders, and we'll carefully come up from there. Good. Now, if you need to take any little movements here real quick, go ahead and take that. Otherwise, we're going to move right into a half butterfly. So I'm going to bring, I'm going to bring in a blanket to sit on. We're doing the half butterfly, so good. Okay. So for this little half butterfly here that we're going to do, some people also call it half dragonfly sometimes, but I'm going to take my left leg out to the side and bring my right foot in towards the thigh here. Now you can also take that foot a little bit more towards the groin, which is more like where we're going here is a full butterfly, kind of like this. So you can always take that foot here, or you can bring it in a little bit. Whatever feels comfortable to you is fine. It all accomplishes the same purpose. So finding the way you need to sit. Good. Supporting the back of this knee if you're really tight in this hamstring. And then remember, we don't want to come out to wide as possible. So here's my widest possible. I'm going to bring it in a little bit here. You can fill in any of the space with props if you need that extra support. Otherwise, from here, be 2 minutes. Good. Big inhale and reach. Exhale, long spine coming forward. When you can come no more with that long spine, hands come down, and we'll breathe right here. Good. So I am healthy and full of energy. I am healthy and full of energy. So again, we want to zip up from the pubic bone behind the navel, breathing and expanding through that rib cage. And as your body feels ready, on exhales, you can sink a little deeper here. Now I'm still trying to keep a longer spine. I'm not going into a C curve where I'm trying not to. My head and neck is an extension of my spine, so I don't want the head to just drop through here. Relaxing the face, relaxing the jaw and the tongue. What parts within your body would you like to manifest for healing? What part of your body would you like to manifest for healing? And then from here, when you're ready, good. We'll gently walk that back up, and we're going to switch sides. So from here, I'm going to take my right leg out, left foot's coming in. Remember, you can have it here, right in line with the groin, or you can pull it into the thigh. Support the back of this knee if you're tight. Careful not to go as wide as possible. And when you're ready, good. Big inhale and reach. Exhale, long spine. When you can come no more with the long spine, hands come down. Breathing and expanding. What about healthy, vibrant energy flows through my body naturally? Healthy, vibrant energy flows through my body naturally. So what part of the body would you like to manifest that healing? For me, that's going to be a combination of things: joint health, a little bit more balance in the hormones, liver health. And then from here, carefully walk yourself back up. Good. And then if this leg needs to, just kind of stretch out for a moment, just kind of let it do that. You can sway side to side. You can go into a little gentle rotation. And then when you're ready, we're going to come into full butterfly, known in other forms of yoga as cobbler's pose. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to stay seated on my blanket. But those of you that don't need that because you're seated on a couple things, if you're really tight in the hips, and you'll know that because your knees will want to kind of jack up here, take a blanket, something soft, or a pillow, whatever height that you need, and put under there so you have support. And once you have support, any forward, folding or hinging that you do is going to feel better to your body and a lot less intense. Like, ooh, I don't like that. So support yourself as you need it. Now, if you don't have enough blankets, but you've got blocks, I'm going to recommend that you do your blocks at an angle that's a little bit more comfortable than this way where you're kind of on a harsh edge and it's just not that comfortable. So find what you need here. This is going to be 3 minutes. Good. And then before we come in, a few things to make sure that your heels are not too close into the groin or too far away. We'll come back to that affirmation again. Healthy, vibrant energy flows through my body naturally. Healthy, vibrant energy flows through my body naturally. Good. Big inhale, holding at the shins, ankles, or feet. Exhale, long spine. Come right before your edge and pause there. We will not be doing this as a C curve today. We're just going to settle in. Relaxing the shoulders. I'm zipping up from the pubic bone to behind my navel. I'm breathing and expanding. I'm relaxing through my face, my jaw. I'm letting my hips go instead of this tendency of trying to grip them. Remembering, as your body is ready, it will let you know that you can sink a little bit deeper here. As with anything, pain, numbness, tingling, burning, never normal or good sensations. So if you feel those, you want to back off until you don't. And going back to the first affirmation, I am healthy and full of energy. And healthy, vibrant energy flows through my body. Healthy, vibrant energy flows through my body. Remembering head and neck are an extension of the spine. So there's nothing on the chest that the chin needs to touch. Good. And then from here, good. Carefully, carefully walk yourself out of there. We'll take the legs forward a little bit here, give them a little shake if they need it. Any other movement that your body needs, rocking from, not rocking, but gentle twisting from side to side. You can rock too if that would feel good to you. And once you're ready to move, we're going to come into Sphinx or Seal. So whatever version of that back bend is best for your body and your shoulders, that's the one we're going to take. And this one's just going to be a couple minutes. And remember, if you're coming into Sphinx or Seal and your pelvis needs a little bit more support, you can always bring in a folded blanket here, which is what I'm going to do today. So I'm going to take my blanket out wide. So it's got just a little bit of a fold, but not a really thick one. Good. And then I'm going to come forward to where I want the edge of the blanket and the edge of my pelvis here to come into that alignment. Good. And then just a little review here for people that need it, new people. So if you've got a shoulder issue, I'm going to recommend that, or you're newer to practice, that you come to the Sphinx pose here because it's less intense on the shoulders. But from Sphinx and Seal, legs are going to be hip width apart. You're zipping up from pubic bone to behind the navel. I'm going to press into the elbows and the forearms, and then I'm going to shine my heart forward as I roll my shoulders back. So that's Sphinx. For Seal, I'm going to make sure my hands are a little forward into the side of my shoulders, and then I'm going to press up. How far up you come doesn't matter so much as long as you're not crunching into the low spine here, okay? And we don't want to hang in the shoulders like this. So be mindful of where you need to be. Your belly button is in at all times. Remember, if you're in Seal and you need to come out, you can always take that down to Sphinx or come out completely. Good. I am healthy and full of energy. What about I enjoy existing in a natural state of well-being? I enjoy existing in a natural state of well-being. Good. So I'm going to come down out of Seal here into Sphinx. Breathe and expand. Belly button is in. Press away the floor. Good. Where in the body would you like to manifest more health and healing? Where in your body would you like to manifest more health and healing? Another area I'd like health and healing is my thyroid. I've got some cysts there and a non-nodular goiter. And then from here, carefully come down of where you chose. Make a little pillow with your hands. And just give yourself a nice little wiggle, wiggle, wiggle here. You can still breathe and expand that rib cage. Now that was a long 2-minute hold. So for those of you that need to take hands under the shoulders and come back and around into a child's pose variation, then honor your body and take that. Good. And then from here, when we're ready, we're going to set up for half saddle or full saddle for those of you that are there. So I'm going to refold this blanket here because I am going to sit on it. And there's different things for different people, and it all depends on mostly the knees, but the hips as well. So you can certainly sit up higher if you need to. So you can fold a blanket, you can sit on this, you can stack a couple here. Good. Okay, just kind of be where you need to be. You can also do this with a block as well. And actually, I think I'm going to fold my blanket this way today and sit on it. Now, I will not be coming back in, I'm going to try full saddle today. I will not be lying all the way back in full saddle, but I will show you half saddle for those of you that are going to go there. So from here, those of you going in half saddle, we'll start with left leg longer. Good. Your right foot's going to come back here. Okay. And make sure that your toes and things aren't cut up in anything. And for some of us, this might be the end of the road, and maybe you just kind of rub and come here. About halfway through, I'll let you know when it's halfway through, and then you can decide. Do you stay here? Do you take your hands a little bit more behind you? Do you lie back with support? You want your knee here that's bent to not be floating around in space. So be mindful of that. And then when you're ready to come out, use your hands to help you to do that. Those of you that are going to follow me in full saddle, both knees are going to come back. Be mindful that we're going to do this full saddle if you're going to take it twice, so that those of you doing half saddle will get both sides. Sometimes it's a little awkward sitting on a folded blanket, but I'm going to come here. Good. And then we'll see if I can come over here. Ooh. There we go. Making sure that my feet are on the mat and not the hardwood floor. Good. So from here, here's going to be my half saddle for today. And then we'll be here for 2 minutes. Zipping up nice and tall. And you can, while you're here, you can always rub. Okay. This has taken me a long time to be able to come back to this pose. When I first started practicing, it came really easy for me. And I could, lie back or what have you. Now that I'm older, it's not as easy, but I've taken my time. I've been patient with myself, and I'm slowly getting back to that. I don't know if I'll ever lie back here again, but the fact that I'm back to seating or seated full saddle, use correct English, Mary, seated full saddle, I'm going to take that as a win. All right. So I enjoy existing in a natural state of well-being. Those of you that want to lie back here, if you're in half saddle and you've got no back issues, you're at the halfway point to do that. Now, you don't always have to rub. You can always just sit in stillness, pondering the manifestation of health, well-being, vitality. Any funny business in the knees, you always want to come out. The higher you sit on props, the easier this becomes. And sometimes that's the starting point that we need. All right. How you come out of here is going to depend on where you went with this. So if you went to the half saddle with the left leg forward and right knee back, and you went back on your back, use your hands to help you nod the chin to come up. If you stayed seated upright, roll over to your left side and release. From full saddle, for me, it's easier if I come forward here. Now I'm going to do that again. So I'm going to come all the way forward here and just stretch that a little bit. Good. And then from here, those of you that are going into half saddle again on the other side, remember you want this time the right leg to come forward and your left leg will be the one that comes back, okay? Or if you're following me through a second round of half saddle, then find how you need to get in there. So I'm going to start a little bit differently this time, starting with the left side. Good. Good. And then maybe coming back this way. Here we go. Have to be a little bit more careful on the left side. That's the knee that doesn't like me all the time. Okay, so from here, 2 minutes, find yours. If you need to rub on something, do so. Otherwise, you can just be. Good. I enjoy existing in a natural state of well-being. I enjoy existing in a natural state of well-being. Now remember your form. We're still zipping up from pubic bone to behind the navel. We're still breathing, expanding that rib cage. Relaxing the face, relaxing the jaw, relaxing the tongue. As we start to come up onto the halfway points, make any changes that you need. So those of you that went into half saddle that are working towards coming back, you can take your hands a little bit behind you, see how that works, coming back there. Remembering, we don't want a knee floating in space. So if you can't fix that to where it's not, don't come back there. A floating knee is a risky knee. I am healthy and full of energy. Healthy, vibrant energy flows through me naturally. Good. And then from here, those of you that went into the back, you want to tuck the chin, use your arms to help you come up out of there. If you didn't, and your right leg was forward, roll over to the right side so the left leg can come longer. And then those of you that joined me in full, you can come back forward again, just finding that nice release. Maybe even rolling the ankles around a little bit here. Yeah. And then when we're ready, we're going to take this into caterpillar. And to set up for caterpillar, this is also going to be a 3-minute pose. I'm going to sit on a folded blanket. You do not have to, but I like to. Good. And I don't know if I'm going to need my bolster or not. So, you know what? I think I'm just going to do it that way today. But I'll show, for those of you that don't have one or don't want one, I'll show you your other option. So legs can be together or a little bit wider apart based on your comfort level. We're going to start from a nice tall spine. You can prop up anything under your knees if you're really tight under here, and then folding forward long spine and then taking that down. Okay, those of you that are using support here is really nice. I'm just going to kind of take my feet on the outside here. And then from here, okay, big inhale and reach, exhale, hinge, and then fold in. So I may not need this bolster the whole time. I'm just going to support myself here for a moment. Breathe into that back body. Release through the face, the jaw, and the shoulders. Now your body will allow yourself to sink deeper in here as you go along, and I'll want to do that on the exhales. If that's safe for you to do, feel free to go there. How about it comes naturally for me to feel good and healthy. It comes naturally to me to feel good and healthy. Now, if you just kind of disagree with that statement, that's okay. But remember, mental, emotional, energetic body affects the physical body and it's healing. So start to say that to yourself until you believe it. If you don't, your body's going to believe it, the physical body, and it might not heal or not heal as quick as it could. It comes naturally for me to feel good and healthy. It feels naturally for me to feel good and healthy, or it comes naturally for me. And then from here, carefully come up from there. Once more, get any little movement that your body needs you to have. So is that, a little bit of a rotation? Is that a little bit of a side bend here? Whatever it is, take your body through that. And then we're going to come onto our backs. I'm going to move my bolster out of the way, but not too far away. I'll bring it back in for Shavasana. Good. Good. And then I'm just going to move this blanket back. I'm going to use it as a little neck pillow here. Good. So as you come down onto your back, take a moment to take your feet as wide as your mat or wider than body width apart and getting a little windshield wiper in here. If for no other reason, just because it feels good. Especially after the different poses that we did, that should feel really good. Okay, so from here, I'm going to bring my feet back in. I'm going to press into my feet. I'm going to lift my hips. I'm going to shift my hips over to the left. I'm going to cross my left leg over my right. Some of you might be able to completely wrap it around, like full eagle legs. Some of you, like me, may not be able to. That's okay. But then we're going to let those knees drop towards the right, keeping both shoulders grounded as maybe you look to the left. Good. Breathe and expand. And then here's your next affirmation. I welcome positive and healthy energy with open arms. I welcome positive and healthy energy with open arms. And that can be easier said than done, but try it. Again, coming out of something, if you feel pain, numbness, stinging, burning, can't breathe well. Good. And then from here, head will come back to center. If you need to undo the legs first to come back to center, especially if you've got a back issue, you can do that. Otherwise, use those abdominals to bring you back to center. Undo the legs, press into the feet, take the hips back to center, get a little windshield wiper here, let everything reset itself. And then when you're ready, we're going to take that to the other side. Now from here, I'm going to press into my feet. I'm going to lift up my hips, taking my hips over to the right. Right leg is going to cross over the left. Maybe you wrap, maybe you don't. And then turning or taking those knees towards the left, trying to keep both shoulders grounded, maybe looking to the right. Breathe and expand that rib cage. Remember, I welcome positive and healthy energy with open arms. I welcome positive and healthy energy with open arms. Belly button is always in here anytime that you're in a twist to protect the low back. Inhale those good, healthy wellness vibes. Relaxing the face. And then when you're ready, good, head will come back to center. Undo the legs one at a time if you need to do that first. Otherwise, use those abs to bring you back into center. Undo the legs, press into the feet, coming back to center. Now, one more time, I'm going to take my feet as wide as the mat, and I'm going to get a nice little windshield wiper in here. So belly button is always in here too, anytime that you're in a windshield wiper, because you're going into that slight rotation. You want to protect those SI joints of the low back, where the pelvis and the spine come together. Okay, from here, we're going to come right into our Shavasana. So I'm going to bring my bolster back in here. Good. And I love putting this bolster under my legs. Now, if you don't have a bolster, you can use any kind of pillow, rolled up, folded up blankets. That'll all work. And then I'm just going to take my other blanket here as a little bit of a weight right across the pelvis, just for a little bit of grounding here. And I'm going to get a little bit of a wiggle, 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 making myself about 10% more comfortable. And then I will leave you with this final one to ponder during your Shavasana. I am a magnet for healthy, uplifting, empowering energy. I am a magnet for healthy, uplifting, and empowering energy. I'll leave you here for a few moments. Begin to take some deep breaths here. Choose stillness or gently take head and neck from side to side. Choose stillness or invite movement of fingers and toes. Choose stillness, or if you used a blanket like I did across the belly or the hips, you can remove that. And then you choose to take the knees into the chest or not. You can keep the upper body grounded, or maybe you want to lift up into a hug. And choosing stillness, removing any other remaining props out of the way. Taking legs long in front of you, arms long behind you, and reach and lengthen from the edge of the fingertips, the edge of the toes. Full body stretch, point and flex through the feet. Bend and stretch through the hands, twirling wrists and ankles in one direction, and then in the other. And whenever you're ready, bending in both knees, and you choose rolling over to the right or left side, the side that works best for your body in this moment. Taking all the time that you need here, but when you're ready, pressing yourself up to a comfortable seat. Where we started our practice. And then just noticing a moment how you feel. Fingertips to the side, palms turning up. Inhale, reach, 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 and lengthen. Look up there at those hands one final time, bringing them down into heart center. Coming back to that intention one more time, health and healing. We're manifesting good health and healing. And we'll take our thumbs to our forehead for good and true thoughts. To the lips for good and kind words. And to the heart for open and loving hearts. Knowing no effort on this mat is ever wasted. No gain is ever reversed. May you be safe. May you stay well. May you manifest great health and healing in these next few weeks and months. We will come back to this one periodically. Namaste.